I'm going to call the meeting to order for the Clay Township Planning Commission for February 28th for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Yeah. Deborah Addy.
Excused, absent.
Mark Bouchard.
Here.
Christopher Daggy.
Here.
Chris Hiltunen.
Excused, absent.
Christine Holcomb.
Here.
Tom Kozel.
Excused, absent.
Robert Musling here. Wayne Torno.
Here.
And Kathy Schweikart.
Here, thank you. Item number 4 is approval/amendments to the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
I'll support.
Your motion is support. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Deborah Addy is absent. Mark Bouchard.
Yes.
Christopher Daggy.
Yes.
Chris Hiltunen is absent. And Christine Holcomb.
Yes.
Tom Kozel, absent. Robert Musling, yes. Wayne Torno.
Yes.
And Kathy Schweikart.
Yes. Item number 5 is approval of minutes. 5A is the minutes from January 24th, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for January 24th, 2024. Support.
We have a motion and support for approval of the minutes. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Deborah Addy is absent. Mark Bouchard.
Yes.
Christopher Daggy.
Yes.
Chris Hiltunen is absent. Christine Holcomb.
I'm going to abstain since
Abstain.
I was absent.
Tom Kozel is absent. Robert Musling, yes. Wayne Torno.
Yes.
And Kathy Schweikart.
Yes. Next, we're going to read the rules for public comments and public hearing comments, and Christine is going to help with that.
Public comment rules. 1, all comments must be made through the chairperson. Comments directed to the applicant from the audience are prohibited. 2, individuals wishing to speak have time limits, 3 minutes for each member of the general public, and 6 minutes for a spokesperson of a larger group, such as a subdivision association, condo association, business group, and similar groups. 3, anyone wishing to speak is asked to sign the sign-in sheet provided. However, anyone wishing to speak will be given the opportunity. 4, each individual will be allowed to speak once. It will be the chairperson's decision as to whether rebuttal comments will be allowed. 5, citizens may appoint a spokesperson to represent those who agree on a point of view. And 6, public comments on a specific public hearing request should be made during the public hearing for that item.
Thank you, Chris. All right. We do have a public hearing scheduled for today, which would be under item 6 for new business. And that is in regards to a rezoning request from R1 to C3. The address is 1629. So I will open the public hearing at 7:04. What I'm going to say as far as this public hearing is concerned, it's going to be a little different because the applicant's attorney is not available to be here tonight due to an illness. So we are going to need to adjourn this particular public hearing, or continue it, I guess I should say, until March 27th, which would be our next meeting date. So with that in mind, normally the procedure would be I would ask the planner who has reviewed the project to make a presentation, the applicant and or the representative to make a presentation, and then I would ask the audience if they have any public comments they want to make. So with that in mind, if people want to make a comment tonight because they can't be here on the 27th, it's totally understandable. We'll take your comments tonight, but that's pretty much all we can do at this particular point. I apologize, but unfortunately, people do get ill, and that's where we're at. So the public hearing is open in just regards to this particular address, 1629 Mill. So if anybody who's present in the audience would like to make a comment tonight, as far as that is concerned. Otherwise, we would adjourn it or postpone it until March 27th.
And we will be able to make public comments then, too?
Absolutely, absolutely. May I have your name for the record, please?
Jason Wassel.
Thank you, appreciate it. I just want to give the opportunity in case somebody cannot be here for numerous reasons on the 27th, okay?
Thank you.
All right, no problem. All
I
right.
won't be here on the 27th. but
Can I have your name first?
Mike Flood.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Mike Flood.
Okay,
I've seen this application.
okay. Excuse me. If you're actually going to make a comment, then I ask you to come to the podium, okay? Sorry, I wasn't sure. It's a little awkward this time, so.
Yeah.
So it's Mike Flood, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
7307 Audubon.
Thank you.
I've been down there before. I have no trouble with this.
Okay.
It's just going to be a building in the middle of the woods. No one's going to see anything. I don't see a problem with it.
Well,
So,
thank you for your comment.
Thanks.
Any other person?
I can't hear it.
I'm sorry. Okay. I don't know if I can turn it up anymore. We're going to always squeal. Anybody else? All right. So Karen is our planner for tonight. So Karen, am I correct in proceeding this direction and we can then postpone? Do we need a
Yes,
motion?
The public hearing remains open, but the subsequent sequence is going to be postponed, so the reviews will occur at the March meeting. The applicant's representative will be here, and then the decision-making process will start at that meeting.
Okay. Everybody understand? All right, so then I'm going to close this portion of the public hearing at 7:08. And March 27th will be the next day it's here, okay?
Excuse me, Kathy.
Do we need a motion?
I think we should keep it open.
Keep it open, okay.
Say just keep it open.
All right. Do we still
We
need,
are going to allow people the opportunity to speak on the March meeting. I would say just keep it open.
okay. Well, then we'll just
move
keep it
on to the
open.
next topic.
Do we need a motion for it or just to keep it open?
I'll have a motion.
All right.
I'll make a motion to keep the application for conditional rezoning from R1 Single Family Residential to C3 General Business District for 1629 Mill Street to be held at the March
27.
27th Planning Commission meeting.
Support.
So we have a motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Sorry.
You're fine.
Deborah Addy is absent. Mark Bouchard,
Yes.
Christopher Daggy,
Yes.
Chris Altunen is absent. Christine Holcomb,
Yes.
Tom Kozel,
Yes.
absent. Robert Muesling, yes. Dwayne Torno,
Yes.
and Kathy Schweikart.
Yes. Great, thank you. Okay, with that being said, we're going to move on to item 6A under new business, which is 3478 Point Trumbull Road, which is a review for permitted use determining if site plan is needed, define temporary. So, I know Steve Kieran had given us were you privy to what he did? Okay. Everybody else got Steve's? Okay. Do you want to add anything to it or no?
No, the letter basically is in response to the applicant stating that they're having temporary RV storage or outdoor storage at their site while they are working on a project to construct buildings, and we have no objection to it so long as if the Planning Commission chooses to accept it, that they place length of time that the temporary storage would be allowed and are required that the property owner provide periodic updates to the commission.
Okay, thank you. I notice that Gary's in our audience here. Do you have any comments to make in regards to this topic?
Not at this time.
Okay, thank you, Gary. And then we have the applicant. Do you want to come to the podium? State your name and anything else you'd like to let us know.
My name is Paul Muscat. I'm the owner of Corcat Mini Storage. We're requesting temporary use of outdoor RV storage as we continue our construction of the project we've started. We've got 2 buildings up. We're starting to rent those. We have 2 more ordered for the middle of summer. We have all the utilities in the back and prepped for more buildings, but we're hoping that we can make a few bucks with that area while we're waiting to see how much storage the community can fill in the front. So we're requesting the use is approved use in, not special land use in that zoning, so.
Any questions of the applicant?
How long do you expect the construction to end?
Well, the front construction is done besides the building construction, the site work is done. So I'm imagining those buildings will be up by the end of summer. The rear is really going to depend on how fast those fill. The site work is ready, so all I have to do is start pouring pads when those front ones fill up, and we're going to continue to slowly do that through the back.
So would you be comfortable with a, 8 months to a year?
I'll take a year, and if we have to come back, we'll come back.
It's up to the board. I just happened to mention that, but
Any other board? Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. Anybody else have some questions, comments?
I think a year is reasonable, so.
Yeah, we're just trying to keep it moving and hopefully continue building, but if the needs don't fill as fast as we want, we'll come back for some more time.
Would you envision a situation where you would have, say, half of a building that's not completed, but the storage things there, boats or whatever? Would you envision that happening or potentially happening, or?
It's hard to say. I'm kind of waiting on to see what the needs are. I feel like my goal is for it to all be buildings, but it's hard to guess. We did do some screening along where it meets the residential parcel as well, some temporary screening, and I added photographs of that in the packet that I handed you guys earlier.
are you anticipating any traffic flow out to the north gate?
No, sir. Those 2 gates are installed for fire and emergency access only.
Okay.
We have controlled access off of M29. That's gate card accessed. So we don't really we want to control who's coming in and out. So that's the only way that you can enter and exit the property.
Okay.
And we do have camera and security area on all the back as well. And it's fully fenced.
Are you going to allow working on vehicles in that area?
Absolutely not.
Is it going to be limited to RV, boats, and trailers? No construction equipment, storage, anything of that nature?
No, unless it's mine and my other business. We might have something there but for our snow removal or things like that, but no. No, it's not intended to turn into a junkyard, no.
Any other questions? Robert? Chris?
Okay, I can make a motion.
Just a quick question. Now that you've heard the comments, Gary, any other concerns?
Am I out?
You're out. Well, that's not exactly what we mean, but don't go too far.
Yeah, I've met with the petitioner on this, and I think his vision is clear that he wants to fill that entire area with buildings. But you don't want to build buildings that aren't going to be filled. So I think his caution now, build them as we need them, kind of idea is probably a smart business idea. And in the meantime, why not utilize that space for storage? At some point in time, maybe a year down the road, when he says, I'm not going to fill anymore, then he would need to come back, I think, and have a permanent site plan to be approved showing less than a full lot of buildings. But until then, I would say that this is a good move.
Thank you for your input, appreciate it. Any other?
Yeah, well, if this is approved, we need another public hearing. My only question is, some of the
We-
residents that objected to it to begin with are not seeing this portion of it now. You know what I mean?
I don't believe we need a public hearing. We already did a public hearing, and this is a permitted use in what has been already approved at that hearing.
And it's approved use within the zoning.
Yes, it is, yeah. So,
Well, in that case, I will make a motion.
okay.
We'll make a motion to approve the outdoor storage at 347, put my glasses on,
3478.
3478 Point Trumbull, not to exceed, temporary storage not to exceed 1 year, 12 months
From today's date?
from today's date. Yep.
Support.
Any further discussion? Karen, does that seem, okay. Roll call, please. We'll let Robert catch up. Sue, are you okay over there? Okay.
Deborah Addy is absent. Mark Burchard.
Yes.
Christopher Daggy.
Yes.
Chris Altoona is absent. Christine Holcomb.
Yes.
Tom Kozel is absent. Robert Muesling, yes. Wayne Torno.
Yes.
And Kathy Schweikart.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Good luck.
Thank you.
We're moving on to item number 7, which is unfinished business. We don't appear to have any unfinished business at the moment. So I'm going to move on to item number 8, which is planning consultant's report.
I have nothing to report.
Thank you, Kira. We missed Steve. Tell him, hope he had a nice time. Item number 9, ZBA representative's report.
All right, there was one item, and that was for a garage at 1320 South Channel. They were requesting a height variance. They're tearing down an existing garage and wanted to put up a larger structure. That variance was granted for its height. And that was really the extent of the projects that were in prior meetings.
Well, thank you for the update. Appreciate it. Item number 10 is board representative's report, which is Mark. Come on, Mark.
Okay, well, I really don't have anything. The board meeting was canceled this past Monday due to the elections that were going on throughout the building here. So that's about it. Next month, our meetings are on the first and third Mondays of the month, so we'll be having one coming up relatively soon.
Thank you, Mark. Item number 11 is chairperson's report. I really don't have anything to report either, other than I thank everybody for attending and reviewing their packets, and we will deal with the matter in March if we have other matters to deal with. Item number 12 is planning commission member comments.
I've got one thing. I sat through a couple of Eagle webinars, one on Resource for Floodplain Management 101 webinar and one for floodplain sustained damage and new coastal FEMA National Flood Insurance Rate Maps. They were pretty interesting, actually, and I've got the links for them here. They've got it online. If anybody wants to watch it, let me know and I'll email those over to you. I thought they were pretty good.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Any other
I have
members?
a comment that the
Sure.
continuing ed
Yep.
is coming up, for next month. I don't know if anyone signed up for it, but the township's paying for it. And I wouldn't say it's going to be super interesting, but it's probably all good information to take. It's all online. They didn't say they would send me somewhere for classes, but they would pay for the online.
They wouldn't send you anywhere? Other than Port Huron, that's about the only place we usually
That's
end up
about
going.
it. They had them all over the state, but they've got a number of them online.
Okay,
And pretty easy to sign up for it.
appreciate that. Anybody else?
I just want to say, since I wasn't here for our,
Sorry.
January meeting, thank you, everybody, for your votes.
That's right.
Appreciate it.
Did you accept?
Apparently.
We didn't hear object, so we just
You couldn't hear me yelling?
Nope, could not hear you yelling. Okay. Item number 13 is public comments. Any members of the public who wish to make a comment, you're more than welcome to come to the podium, state your name and address. Looks pretty quiet out there.
Come on up and say hi.
There you go. All right, makes sense. No public comments. With that, I'm going to move on to item number 14, which is adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
To adjourn.
So we've got Mark, motion to adjourn.
I'll do Christine, and then Mark can support.
Okay, we'll do Christine and Mark.
Okay.
Mark can't hear you.
I'll concede, personally.
All right,
Doesn't matter,
No.
whichever you do.
so we have a motion and support for adjournment. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Nay. Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. Appreciate it.